G'day frothers, welcome back to a very bloody exciting episode for me in particular. Got a new car. You may have seen bits and pieces of it if Mel's put out some shorts and videos. But yeah, this has been a very long time in the making. Lots of many sleepless nights. Been kicked up stewing over what to put on it and what I can afford and what colour combinations and whatnot to go through. But we are nearly complete, so we thought we'd better give you a quick little rig rundown for those that are interested. So what we ended up with, a MY26 Ford Ranger XLT Sport with the V6 engine. In silver, much easier to keep clean than the last one too that was grey. So I'll just do a quick rundown. I'll go into a little bit of detail, but not a heap of detail. If anyone's vaguely interested and has some questions on anything particular, send us a message and I'll get back to you. So, if we start from the front, I got some of the Pirate Camco mounts for the UHF. So everything is non-destructive, so it means I haven't had to drill any holes into anything. I decided to use a what do you call that? Bonnet bracket, so a little black thing there for the antenna for the UHF. Keeps it nice and out of the way, and it still keeps this one free on the bull bar if I ever need to put another thing up there on a sand flags or something, if we ever decide to do something mad like across the Simpson Desert. While we're here, bull bar. One of the things that kept me up for many nights is which bar to go with. I looked at a lot. I looked at ARB, I looked at Iron Man, I looked at Off-Road Animal, I looked at the Hamer ones. It came down to pretty much this and the Off-Road Animal. The Off-Road Animal was out of stock they couldn't even tell me when they were going to get new ones in. And this just had some nicer little finer points and attention to detail. Little bits like the ends here where they come up to meet the car, I think just looks nicer and more well thought out than the Off-Road Animal one. Little points like the logos there, just I think look cool. The little X in there. And for those that really love attention to detail, have a look at the radar cover here. They've even got Recon etched into there, which I think is very cool and gets me frothing. So it is a SLX Recon bar. It's from a Perth company that makes them. I decided to get the bottom color coded to match the car paint and leave the top natural. Really happy with the way it turned out. The winch, I've gone with a carbon 12 winch again. Got the same sort of the silver, so it's all color matched the silver hook there. So I think it looks awesome. Comes with the recovery points. I got it optioned with a light bar, so they have put a steady light bar in there. I got this installed by 4x4 Customs and Capella bar, and I've put my trusty old steady spotlights off the PX3. They've gone on here as well. The installation of that was a nightmare that turned out far easier than I thought it was, but that's another story. Safari snorkel, put that on a couple of weeks ago, self-install. The whole car's been wrapped with the bush wraps level 2 protection. It was another weekend job we did. I guess if we work our way around, wheels and tyres, I've gone with the 17-inch ROH Assault wheels, graphite inside, black out. I did initially have it spec'd with 285 77N tyres. And I found, I don't think you'll get the camera in here, Mel, but the gap between the, I don't know if you can see where my hands are there, the gap there between that suspension knuckle was only about 2 mil, and I didn't see that as sort of fit for purpose for a car that's going to be driving off-road. I could see stones and whatnot getting jammed in there and eating chunks out of the tyres. So the tyre shop changed them out to 275, which gives me, instead of 2 mil, it's now about 7 mil gap, which is pretty much how they come out from factory. It's about enough to squeeze my pinky in. So I'm kind of happy with that. Look, in hindsight, had I have known that, I probably would have changed the wheels. Although I had my heart set on these wheels, I would have changed the wheels with something that comes out a bit more. These are a POS 40. They don't do POS 35. A POS 35 would have pushed them out a bit more. These already have about 20-25 mil poke from the sidewall, but I would have had to get flares. But then I could have gone back to the 285s and had slightly bigger tyres. But look, it's only 285, 275. It's not much of an install, so it's down to about it's down to about 32 inches approximately. So moving along, that's a little giveaway that we have a GVM upgrade. So you can have a look in the top there. We've got Outback Armour fully adjustable GVM upgrade from 3.2 to 3.6 tonne. The suspension front and back are adjustable, which we had on the previous one. This is just a more heavy duty version of it. I'm very happy with the last one. It's so good to be able to stiffen it up for towing the caravan, not have it wallowing around the place, and then loosen it right up for going off-road so you've got full travel. So yeah, went with the same again. I was very happy with it. Rhino Sports roof racks to put the bikes on, surfboards and whatnot. I am getting a base rack put on here in January. Yeah, that's one of the last things that's going back into Terralim to do. So yeah, by the end of January there'll be a Rhino platform rack up the top there with some camp lights and a camera and whatnot. Side steps still on. I have ordered some side steps from Legendex, but they're not going to be in stock till February or maybe March. Come around inside. Anything of note to see there is the microphone mount. You have a look, it's quite a tidy install there. Again, I've used the Pirate Camco light that installs it into existing screw holes inside there. So yeah, that's nice and tidy. I've got the tech pack, so I've actually got the UHF radio that's installed in behind the glove box. That's linked up to one of the switches here, and then switch 5 and 6 are for the light bar and spotties. So that's pretty cool, not having to run cabling inside. On the back, obviously not a standard ute configuration. We went with the Terralim 1400mm canopy. So it ends up with a small ute portion here, which I wanted for throwing firewood mainly in. You can fold the trays down and have somewhere to sit. Just a great option just for throwing mucky things in there and not dirtying the inside. Again, we went colour coding, A, because it looks good, B, because we wanted to wrap it, and if we stayed with the sort of satin kind of matte paint that it came with, the wrap probably wouldn't stick. So by getting it colour coded, we could then wrap it, which is going to protect it and stop all those ugly scratches on there. Comes with a 70-litre stainless steel water tank, which is up under there. That's a really good sized tank. It'll last a long time. And we've got fill point there and water on tap with a button there to turn it on and off. So love that. What is really cool about this is we can hook it up there to the tap, and of course it's all tangled, but worth it. We've got a bloody hands-free shower. How cool is that? So the hose is long enough that it will fit right around the car, so I can actually hose the car down, clean the bikes, have a hose, hose down after a swim or a surf. So I reckon that's pretty rad. Got storage in both doors. We've got lights. I don't know if I've got the switch on around this side. No, I don't. But yeah, we've got lights up here, lights all through the canopy. Inside here, this is our part of our electrical system. Terralim do their own fully sealed sort of unit, which includes battery and inverter, but it was about $7,000, and I ended up saving a fair bit of money and ending up with a more powerful system by splitting some of it out. So I've gone with the kick-ass 230 amp hour slimline lithium battery and a 3000 watt inverter. And that way, if any of these components fail, it's easy enough to replace these parts rather than having to replace the whole system while you're away. These will be moved. They've been installed in the wrong spot, so Terralim are going to fix that up when I take it back in January. But I've got ARB twin compressor, air tank, that will be relocated over there. And then I've got the Tough Terrain retractable air hose. It's 7 meters, so it does just reach not only the car, but the caravan, which is awesome. Pumps them up super quick. I also opted for a ARB mod for this compressor that gives you app and pressure control, so you can set the pressures you desire through an app. So, you know, 40 psi for the car, 50 or whatever for the caravan, and it pumps it up and stops once it reaches that pressure. Awesome, very quick, just a great bit of kit. Let's go in there. Oh, and then obviously, you know, plenty of room to put whatever you want in here. We've kind of left this part open. I might put a ceiling mounted tray in, maybe to get the chairs up off the ground, but I don't know, we'll see. It's kind of working now, but plenty of room to put whatever you need to there. On our bigger trips, toolbox is there, that's just full of recovery gear. That's locked, bear with me. So as we come around to the back, we've got the rear trundle drawer. Good for another table if you need it. It's fully sealed and locked, and it's just a spot where I keep all my tools and spare parts and whatnot in there. My favourite part of the whole build. Are you ready for it? This is the inside, and this is my single favourite mod in the entire car. A gorgeous black beer tap, ready to roll. Got it plumbed in. I've got a little 5 litre mini keg that sits in the crispers there. Just fits up under the freezer. I can get a second one if I like, if I'm going away for longer than a week or so I can put 2 in there. Yeah, fridge, got the kick-ass temp controllers, so it has 2 probes, one inside, one outside, so I've got fridge temp. We've only just turned it on, which is why it's still sitting at 21 and 35 outside. This is the Terralim, what do they call it? I forget what they call it. It's their charging system. So this has I believe it's a 40 amp charger, DC-DC charger, so charges at 40 amps from the car battery. Also has a solar input. Plenty of switches there, plenty of USBs, 12 volt SIG sockets. You've got a couple of Andersons on the front, and the inverter is connected obviously to the kick-ass inverter, so we've got 2 points there. Nice little display there telling us what's happening with the battery. It's actually a little bit hard to read. It's really not as good as the Renogy one that I had in the previous car that's in the caravan, but it works. Yeah, kick-ass, that's the on-off for the kick-ass inverter there, and it tells you how many amps or watts that you're drawing. The Dometic NRX80 fridge. I didn't realise that they didn't come with any means of mounting them, so then I had to get a fridge box to mount it in. Terralim don't deal with Dometic, they use the Bushman, so they didn't have one or wasn't sure if it would fit or didn't have them in stock. So long story short, I got this from MW, and while I was there I saw this drawer on run out. Got a great deal on this drawer. It's 550 wide, and as you can see down here, it just fits. So yeah, really happy with that. Inside I've got jet boil and coffee stuff. I've got an induction cooktop there, which is brand new, so yet to be used. Still figuring out where everything goes at the moment. Oh, and you got the tray on the bottom there, so you can put the cooktop there or make your sandwiches or what have you on here, which is cool. Heaps of bench space. The kick-ass travel oven, pulled that out of the PX3, and that's sitting there on top of the drawers. And we've still got plenty of room to put batteries and things up here if we need to charge. and they can either reach around to here or reach this power board that I've just installed. So that's obviously saves you having to run the cable from the induction cooktop across the fridge where it might get, you know, in the way. It can now go right there, which is, I think, a nice solution. The lights, they all light up both orange or white, depending on which one you want. Obviously the orange is the best for night time, keeps the bugs away, and it looks pretty cool. Even comes with some little rock lights in here, and these turn on when you open up the car door, so like a puddle light. So you get one under the side mirrors, and now you get these at the back, so the car's sort of at night is illuminated around the bottom when you unlock it, which again is pretty cool. That's about it. Yeah, so all we've got left to do is to put the platform on. A couple of camp lights, I've already got them. I'm going to get these steady micro touches, so they'll go up there under the platform. Terralim need to put a camera in the back, so I have a rear vision camera. I've got the Safety Dave camera that sits over the rear vision mirror at the moment, but currently it's not working because there's no camera, so that'll get put in January. And then basically all that's left then is the rock sliders whenever they come in, and that's us. Should be an extremely, pretty capable rig. Oh, I might end up getting bash plates too, maybe. But it's certainly decked out much better than the last one. Loved the last car, but learned a lot of things from it, and a lot of things that, I would have liked to have changed. I didn't need to change, but if I had the opportunity, I would, and I've been very lucky to have the opportunity to change. So we have, and I'm very, very happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks great, and just super practical, I think, the way we've decked it out. So there you go, new car. Hope you enjoyed. If you've got any questions, leave them below. Cheers.